I'll talk about this in another video, but yeah, you should plan to market at least a month before. And by then you find out, where does your audience hang out? Again, back to this audience thing. Who are you writing for? Where are the people that you're writing for? Where do they hang out? Facebook, Twitter? Get on there. LinkedIn, join a group, join writers group, join readers group, whatever, network, and use that to your advantage. Build an email list if you can. Well, we'll talk about that later in my next video. Publishing. Are you doing traditional days, Simon and Schuster, HarperCollins, or whatever? You send in your book proposal or manuscript, and they first few chapters, and they look, and if it doesn't land in the slush pile, where 90% of manuscripts do, if you're lucky and your work is good and you're discovered, then they offer you an advance and commit you to 1 or 2 book deals or whatever. Those days are slowly winding down. I mean, it's happening for some people, but a very small percentage. And now self-publishing is taking over, which I think is the way of the future. Well, judging by there's an author every minute these days, and which is a good thing. The more books, the merrier. But the whole thing, the disadvantage is what brings me to my second point, which is avoiding the slush pile of the internet. Yes, you're published, but guess what? Everyone else is. So how does your book stand out from all the rest of the millions of people that are publishing every day? Because it's so easy these days. Anyway, traditional publishers. I don't have any experience with that, obviously. Vanity publishers. This is where you pay a publishing house money and they publish your work, whatever it is. They really don't, if you pay for editing, they give you editing, but they really won't censor or won't like, we can't sell this, because guess what? They're not bearing any of the risk. You're essentially just paying them to print your book. They should be printers, not publishers. But anyway, yeah. And no shade or whatever to whoever uses that. That's fine. However you get your literature out, if it works for you, great. Hybrid presses, those are good. Small independent presses. They can't take on too many, but they do their best to get your work out. I would say read the fine print before you sign. Make sure you own as much of your rights as you're able to keep. They should traditionally, I think, was it 7 to 8% royalties they're supposed to take. Make sure you're not bound into, like, if they have problems, like a lot of them fold up every day, that your work doesn't die with them. Just check all that out. Make sure there's a sustainable and reputable, or at least respectable, small press. Hybrid, which is what my company, Story She Wrote Media, will be doing. Yes, plug. Uh, because I realistically cannot, I can't be, I don't have the capacity to be a large publisher. I can't bear all the risk for you. But my my passion is to put out good books and to put out other people's good books. So I'll be taking a few projects here and there, and soup to nuts. But of course, there will be some things that whoever I take on will have to do. You have to do your own marketing. We'll help you with our networks and whatever we can do, get the word out about your book. But even traditional publishers are having you do most of your marketing, whatever, and editing, and some things will be contracted out. And of course, with your knowledge, and if you agree on the price or whatever, you go for it. And anyway, a lot of details before I can actually speak more, but just bear us in mind. Story She Wrote Media will be doing hybrid publishing, maybe 2000 by 2016, but for now we're just publishing our own books. And okay, advantages of publishing and advantages of doing yourself. Publishing, traditional publishers or whatever, anytime someone is giving you money to write, that is the life. Isn't that what we all want? That's what writers want, right? Yeah, I would take it. I would totally take it. So, I mean, yeah, those are the advantages. And so, yeah, you're good. Disadvantages. I don't really see any disadvantages. It's just that it's just hard to get these days. But if you get it, more power to you. Advantages of doing it yourself. Well, for me, why I started my company was the tax advantage to myself. Like, I just, wanted to have this company. And I also knew I'd probably be publishing for other people. And I knew I'd write more than one book. So I didn't want to sit around and wait to get noticed by a publisher. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it myself, especially since it's so easy. Cons, of course, you bear all the risk, and that's fine. I would have borne that. You have to really be realistic in what your expectations are. Like, I wouldn't quit my day job the first month or whatever. You have to make sure you're really selling enough to support yourself. And royalties are not as much as people might think per book. And some people, to combat that, they price their book kind of high so that they make, but I just, I want to publish it at, I looked at the market rate for books in my genre and my page count size, and I just wanted to make sure people were getting value for their money. And I, of course, deducted a little because it was not a known name yet. So, of course, so I just published at what I thought was fair, but to each his own. Um, how much does it cost to self-publish? Well, how much are you willing to spend? I mean, if you want it to cost $1 million, believe me, there are people who would take your money. If you want it to cost $10, that's what it will cost you. Like CreateSpace that I use, you just have to, the process, you just have to buy, or you can get one for free. It's called an ISBN. That's the thing that identifies, that's the barcode. It's a number that identifies your book so that libraries and bookstores can pull it by that. They don't pull it by the title because God knows it could be that same title. But yeah, the ISBN number, I don't know, it's on the first page of the book. So anyway, you can get that for free from CreateSpace, or you can buy one, which is just $10, or you can buy a set, a block of them for, I think, $100 or whatever. Yeah, or you can buy one for $55. I don't know. You can buy it. It's easy. And then that will be yours. But each time you're publishing a different edition or whatever, or another book, you need another ISBN. And so if you want, like if you use CreateSpace, that's pretty much all you need to pay. Like there are no setup fees. But things cost, like I say, it can cost as much as you want to do. How do you want your cover to look? Do you want it to look self-published? No shade. I'm self-published myself, but there's some books on the market that you can see it and you're like, oh yeah, this was totally self-published. It looks like the person just went on their computer and drew up a cover. If you want it to look like that, then of course, yeah, you can get you a cheap cover and do that. If you want to, you can get someone to draw out artwork for you. You can buy photo stock and have a graphic designer make it, unless you're good with that. I'm not, so I had to contract that out. Typesetting, very important. Formatting. After edit, I would say the most important thing. Like I didn't know like all these stylistic format. All I do is write, and I write in longhand, y'all. I'm trying to be better now, typing things up, but most was written. Some I had put on my blog on the internet, so I had to paste all that and type all that up in a Word document. When I gave it to this lady, it was a mess, a hot mess. So she went through, and yeah, so that is where I spent the most money. That and having cover design, because I had like 5 different cover design before I was able to settle on one. The process, once you're done writing and you submit to CreateSpace, if that's what you're using, they proof, you can do an online proofing and then order a copy. That takes about a week to come, your proof copy, which is what I did, and I'm glad I did it because it just shows you what the book would look like. And when I first got my first proof copy, I was like, yeah, I changed a few things. Yeah, I changed a few things, and then you see how it is. You notice, yeah, if you want to go back and do some extra formatting, then you can do that. And yeah, so I think it's important to do that. Yeah, costs you like maybe $10 plus shipping, or a little less than $10 plus shipping if you live in the States. Um, okay, Kindle, love Kindle. Now, Kindle, you can publish same day, like in 24 hours. You can just upload your things to Kindle and then it will be published. But it's important that it is formatted for Kindle. But if you do it in PDF, it skews it up a bit. So you want to be careful of that. But literally just have someone who can format to Kindle. If you can do it yourself, and it will be free. So the only cost is for someone to format it to Kindle. That's all. Or you can rely on CreateSpace. And I've had some issues. Okay. Oh, price it. Like I talked about that. You price it. I mean, there's a certain, depending on the number of pages, because CreateSpace has to make their money printing it. Like if it's like 200 pages or whatever, you can't price it at $6.99 or $7.99 for, I mean, they'll charge you money. You make minus whatever dollars because they need you to charge a bit more so that they can take their chunk. They take 70%, right? They take 70%. So that's a lot. So just know, yes, because they're bearing all the risk. So they take 70% categories, so SEO. So you have to optimize your book before you put it up. Like for my next book, I'll pay more attention. You need to, like, if you're writing fiction, is it short stories? Then okay, you need to make that one of your categories. Is it for African Americans? Is it contemporary literature? Is it for women? Is it a lifestyle? Is it, so the trick is to choose the least crowded category. Good luck doing that because there are 1,000,001 books literally on Amazon. I just for fun, I checked books, literature and fiction, contemporary. Guess how many? Over 600,000 books. So can you imagine yours getting lost in that? Okay. So you have to really think about your categories. Where can you find, I mean, where can your book be situated to get the most visibility? There's no point in writing a really good book that no one will ever read because they can't find it, right? Publishing is the easy part, right? What now? What next? Watch my next video if you want to find out. All right, guys, watch my next video. Thank you. Like, and subscribe to my videos. Bye.